Hey folks, welcome to the last round of this league. I want to die roll again, I want to be on a play. Let's see if we can have another nice game. Cast us some Dibbles of Cascade and just otherwise have a fair deck. Opponent is still thinking about something, I guess. I've been liking this bug deck. It's a lot less vulnerable to hate than the all-in Valki Tybalt, the Turbo Tybalt deck, I guess it's called. It's just a fair deck that can now do this as well. Tybalt has been a lot stronger than the 2/4/4 Rhinos or Draw 3, since when it trades with your opponent's card, like the Planeswalker trades with a card, it already drew 2 cards, so it's basically at least Ancestral Recall. Ancestral Vision, I guess. Recall is a lot better of a card. And the Valki side has also been perfectly serviceable. So I've been liking this version of Cascade. Let's see what we have here. Our opponent revealed a Yorion. That makes this hand a lot less enticing, but I'm gonna keep it, I think, anyway. We just have good mana and the Sylvan Library and the Shardless Agent, so I think this is a very fine hand. One of my friends has been playing Yorion Elves. If we're up against Yorion Elves, we have an issue, since this doesn't do enough against the deck. I don't think that matchup is particularly beatable anyway for this deck. So. Like, you have to have some value per red and then draw both of our Dental Winters post board and try to close the game before they win. It's very hard. But if they're just a control deck with Yorion, I think this hand is fine, and the matchup is probably also pretty decent. But we'll see. As of yet, they're still thinking about their hand. Here I'm just going to open up with basic Forest into Astrolabe. That means if my Astrolabe gets countered, I can still play my Sylvan Library or Valki on turn 2. This becomes very vulnerable. If this gets countered and they wasteland this, then I'm stuck with the wrong color of land. But I think that's definitely worth it. A lot better than getting this countered and being stuck with like Island, Underground Sea, and Sylvan Library we can't cast. Yeah, overall, I like this card. It's just a fun card. People have been doing like broken stuff with it, but yeah, it's been fun so far. So I'm getting the Forest and casting the Astrolabe. So if they are a control deck, we have to keep in mind that we really have to get something going and get ahead on cards, since Yorion really shuts down the late game, since that's at least one card advantage for them, and usually more. Here I could try and play around a Spell Pierce or something like that, but I don't think that's worth it. I think I just want to library and try and set up my Shardless Agent for next turn. If they have Force of Will in this control deck, they probably have to force this one. But yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so they let it go. Since they started on Underground Sea, this could get Abrupt Decay. But yeah, that's something we're not going to get around. We can cast this later. I hope they find another target earlier, but basically our only other good target for Abrupt Decay is Oko. So. Okay, so they ponder, so we are most likely getting our Sylvan Library value here, which is all I want. So let's see. Always yes. Always you. So we have our own Abrupt Decay. I'm going to put this one back, and I think I want to draw one additional card. Just because I don't think they put a lot of pressure on our life total in this game. And I think what I'm going to do is just cast a Shardless Agent. Right? Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe because I have the Sylvan Library, I'm just so likely to be able to set this up with the Valki in the coming turns. that I should just slow it down a bit. Let me think. I made this fetch too early. Well, I'm gonna fetch on this turn cycle anyway. I don't have anything to abrupt decay or trophy yet. I think I'm just gonna pass this and just cast the Icewind Kotal if nothing else happens. That definitely wasn't a smart play, but yeah. End of the Brainstorm. I don't mind that. Those are the lower value brainstorms. It probably means they have multiple brainstorms or really want to hit something. Like if they have a hand with a bunch of Okos or Shardless agents and need to hit stuff of that, then I think the brainstorm is fine here. Or like if they really want to spend the mana because they're gonna use their mana every turn. Let's see, I hope this is just an Oko and not their own Shardless agent. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. This could draw into a force. But let's just first see what they do with this. Okay, it's just Astrolabe. Now before they draw off that, I'm just gonna run out my Icewind Kotal. Find another Shardless agent. I really wish I could find a Brainstorm here, but let's see what the library does for us. A trophy and another Icewind Kotal. So this is 9. I don't want to draw additional cards here. I'll put that on top and I'll put that on top. This definitely isn't ideal. I think I'm just gonna Valki them here, see if I can snag a arrow, since that would be very valuable. So what do they have? A Bloodbraid Elf, Icewind Kotal, and a Plow. So I could, oh, and they have a Savannah. I could hit their Astrolabe and make sure they can't Swords to Plowshares me. But with they have. So if I take arrow here, that means that if they Bloodbraid Elf, they basically make me hit with arrow. So I think it's fine to get it here. They're probably gonna cast their own arrow and Swords to Plowshares on the next turn. That's fine. And I'm just gonna get in here for 8 damage. No, I'm not. I want to trade it with their Shardless agent, I think. And I'm not 100% sure I get to Icewind Kotal this turn, as I may want to abrupticate something. So there's their Brainstorm. Yeah. So if they found another Shardless agent, they could set something up, but they didn't have anything good to hit in their hand. So I'm curious what they do with it here. They're most likely keeping up their Swords to Plowshares, whatever else they're doing this turn then. Or just going for it right away, of course, that's fine. We really need to, like 2 rounds ago, we really need to get our Oko or Valki going, since, or Tybalt basically, since those are our only ways to really get through arrows in the first game. And we have to remember that we want to board in our Graveyard Hate to get through Euro. So let's see if we can set up a good Shardless agent here. We don't, but I think the Tansis is fine here, hitting their Bloodbraid Elf. I'll put this on top and I'll draw an additional card at this point. I shouldn't have done that. I should have drawn the Assassin's Trophy here so I can start Shardless agenting, I think. Yeah. Just see if they got anything else going on at the moment. They probably have some Bloodbraid Elf that I can hit. Everything is fine. They draw that. Let's see what they show us now. 3 euros and no bar hierarchy and a Bloodbraid Elf. Definitely gonna take the Bloodbraid Elf then. So they have this and the Floated Strand in their hand. Yeah, it was a big mistake to do that. To have the SS trophy on top of the library. For the reason I paused there is because I was debating whether I should blow up their astrolabe. Like, without it, they may not have a volcanic island or only one in their deck. So could get a bit rough for them. And this will start erroring, and we really need to find something. They didn't find a land. They're probably going to cast Noble Hierarch here, which I'll probably Fatal Push. The Fatal Push isn't doing that much else in the first couple of turns. And I definitely just want to trade this off, since that lowers the impact of that Yorion. No, that makes me change my mind. Now they have so much mana that I don't think it's worth hitting their Hierarchs anymore. Fetch here for another basic. And they have 8 mana next turn, so they could start, could go with Yorion, but I don't think it's worth firing if I broke decay here. Putting that on top, and I'm definitely casting the Brainstorm now, I think. Or I charge Agent first to clear the top of my library. Yeah, that's probably better here. Do it like this. What do you want? Oh wait, I didn't tap for green. Okay. Another Astrolabe. And then Oko. Oko's pretty good here. Because I know their hand, they drew 1 unknown, I think. Yeah, they have 1 unknown, so I just have to hope that they don't have a Force of Will here. And I'm gonna just make this into a 3/3. Get some semblance of a board state and try to pressure them down. I also don't have forces, so if they start doing good stuff, we could also be in trouble. But it's probably the Flashback Euro or the Escaped Euro. It's still value for them, but I probably just have to Oko it. Because they have Source Closures in their deck, I don't think it's worth trading Astrolabe for their Euro here. But if they weren't a white version, I think that would be a consideration. As is, I'm probably just gonna elk it. And hope I can set up a Tilwald or something of my own. Yeah. Dead of Winter, killing the Euro I make small, but also my own Shardless agent, but hitting their Noble Hierarchs, that could be good enough. I do think I want to draw the Astrolabe. Maybe just this turn, yeah, I need to get this game over with. So I'm gonna do is cast the Astrolabe and cast a Brainstorm to see if I can Shardless this turn into something good. My own arrow is definitely interesting here. I like the Force of Will as well. I think I want to fetch. I don't like Fatal Push here. I want to keep this around for a potential Oko. Which means I have to get rid of one of those cards. Do I want to Dead of Winter this turn? I think I do. And then I don't shuffle with this, but just shuffle with the Ponder. Another Shardless agent. That doesn't hit anything that I kill with my own Dead of Winter, but I think I just want to do this to get rid of some of their mana. Oh yeah, okay, that was bad. The Dead of Winter would have killed the arrow anyway, so I really didn't have to elk it there. And I would have had another 3/3 in play. At this point I'm probably gonna steal their Euro and with Oko. It's not ideal against them having a Swords of Plowshares, but that still means that they have to get rid of it. That's fine, I can replicate that if I need to. I don't want the second force, and I'm gonna get rid of one of the lands. Yeah, let's start with the Shardless agent here. Just clearing it off my library. Oh, yeah, okay, that was bad. Oh, that was really bad. So definitely just want to decay that. I'm gonna steal their... It's power? Oh, it's power. Oh. Definitely just elking that then. And passing. Okay, that was bad of me. Again, not playing very well. I still think I have a lot going for me. It's attacking me. Yeah, it's fine if they use a Swords of Plowshares on one of my creatures here. They can get it. Sure. They don't have that much food anymore to keep recasting it a lot of times. We do have to be careful of their Yorion, of course. This is a hard-cast Tybalt. Yeah, so I think I have to try and interact with that. I think my Shardless agent is probably still more valuable than the earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can hardcast any Tybalt I find though. Yeah, maybe I should just get my own arrow going. Exiles, Ancestral Visions. Okay, yeah. So I already cleared the top of my deck with Shardless agents, so I don't have to do that. Put these two on top. Now I'll fetch for another green sauce. Cast the arrow of my own. No, I don't have all my keys set correctly. Definitely just gonna jam this again. Getting rid of these cards. No, Forcible is great since it lets me stop their Yorion. And now I'll just elk my Astrolabe and start attacking. So we're gonna try and close the game before their Ancestral Vision comes off suspend. It's basically the plan here. Yes. And I am gonna fight over Swords of Plowshares. They only have 2 cards left. One of which is, I think, an Uro. There's 2 there, they had 3, so they have an Uro in their hands. Yeah. They're gonna cast the one from the graveyard. I could force a will this, but I think it's fine. They draw 2 cards against your life, and I make it into an Elks. As long as I keep my own around, I think that's fine. Their Yorion got a lot better this turn, though. Oh, and that shuts off a lot of my deck. I can kill it right away, but I think getting the attacking with my arrow is good enough here that I just want to force this. That's great as well. I'm going to put that on top of my library, and at this point I can pay additional life, I think, yeah. I could exile their arrow, but I probably just want to start plussing my Valki, or Tybalt, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to attack with only this here. Put this into play. I probably just want to keep my Astrolabe up. No, that can't fetch my my Volcanic, so. Like that. Just start plussing this. And I think at this point I want to spend mana to ponder. Any order, play a land, and pass a turn. There's 2 counters left. Okay, I think I can run away out of the game before that becomes an issue. I'm gonna do the double block again. Just attacking Tybalt. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to double block anyway. They don't even have enough cards at the moment to recast it. So if they have a cantrip, of course they can, but that's fine. Yeah. They have their Yorion, and they have mana to cast it, but I will try and force with it. Arrow is fine. Now we'll end of turn brainstorm, I think. I'm gonna have so many ways to spend my mana on Hardcast Force Will or the cards I get off Tybalt. So. This is not Ice Fang. Oh, Abrupt Decay. Yeah, I can't fight with that. So that makes their arrows a lot better. Since now I can just alchem. I can of course still exile them with Tybalt, but I think now we have to survive until the Tybalt ultimate. Oh, so Totsi gets rid of their Yorion. That's very good for us. Put these 2 back. Take our turn. Draw library. I'll put this one on top, and I'll pay another 4 life. I gain life of my arrow anyway. I'll start by jamming Oko. I think I just I'll plus this now. I get another Force of Will. That's great. I just attack this one. No. At this point I have 3 forces up. I'm going to Totsi's there, Yorion, and I should just worry about my clock. Definitely going to recast the arrow if they block it. If they don't, I can run out my Ice Fang to have a blocker for their stuff. And next turn I can Tybalt everything away and they basically can't win anymore. At least this way I get a bit back on the clock. Than thinking a lot. So it's either Thoughtseize pass if they don't block, or just recast this and Thoughtseize and pass. Probably Thoughtseize first, just in case something weird happens. Or they have something weird in their hand, I don't know what, but at least if they have Force Will Yorion, then they can Force Will my hero, I guess. Not that I really care about it, but that means my Thoughtseize will become a dead card. It's fine. The only issue I could see having here is if they have a lightning bolt. Sometimes these decks can have a random lightning bolt in the deck, but I don't think that's good if you play a Cascade version of it. So, although lightning bolt can be better than Fatal Push, I think you rather just have more abrupt decays and stuff. Sorry for the dead air, folks. But yeah, I'm just waiting till we know what our opponent does here. Like, if they have Lightning Bolt in their deck, that's probably their only out. And at that point, they definitely shouldn't unblock the arrow, if that's their only out, since then I recast the arrow and get out of Lightning Bolt range. With the information they have now, they really want to keep their Astrolabe and Ice Fang around for their Yorion, but that's of course going to go out of their hand, but they don't know that yet. From their perspective, they're going to draw 5 cards next turn and potentially get back into this game, but that's still going to be rough against Oko and Tybalt, of course. I'm just going to make a food with Oko, by the way. It should also put me out of any bolt danger. I do like how the new lands look. I wish there were like extended art versions of these that do still have the snow border. That would be great. In real life, I just play the Ice Age ones. I like those a lot better, especially next to the old bordered duels. But on Magic Online, these are also fine. I don't think they're great. But what I did notice about the Ice Age ones, I had Ice Age ones on Magic Online before these, and I actually found it very, very hard to quickly see which of my snow basics was which one when I was searching my library. So that's why I switched to these on Magic Online instead of the Ice Age ones, since I actually clicked the wrong snowland a couple of times. Since they all start with snow-covered something, and when I'm just not paying attention, I sometimes clicked the wrong one. So like I'll switch to these. These have a bit more vibrant colors on their names, and that made it a lot better for me to quickly see which one I should have. In paper, I always like to go with white-bordered basics. I just like that they're easy to search up when I'm playing a fetch land deck. If I'm not playing fetch lands, I'm just using pretty arts. But I have white bordered basics. Basically, of each basic land, I picked the white bordered one I like the most, and I have a bunch of those, so I can put them in my fetch land mana bases and just quickly search through my deck for everything white bordered. If I'm looking for a land, I think that's quicker than anything else, and yeah, I like doing that. At this point, it's been a while, but we're ahead of our opponent's clock. We were so far behind, mostly because I'm not that quick on Magic Online currently, since I haven't been playing that much recently, and I've never been very quick online. Especially now that I start narrating my plays, it's even slowed down more. But our opponent has an interesting. Oh, hey, here we go. So they do block. This is great for us, I think. Now I'm just gonna recast this with blue, green, blue. Hit. It's important that we don't hit the most important cards because of our Tybalt emblem. And we have to try not to deck ourselves, but I think we'll be fine. So they did have Yorion Force of Will. And I'll make a food token and pass the turn. Now they suspend down to 1, and the next turn when this comes out off of suspend, the game is probably already over. Well, they could sweep the board here. They're casting an Euro, that's fine. So they're making the graveyard small for Tybalt, so it won't be as great as it could have been. Source Plowshares on my Euro is definitely good. They have 1 card in the hand, only the Force Will. Yeah, I'm just gonna fight over this. I actually want access to the Force Will next turn, to their Source Plowshares, so I'm gonna do it even better. I'm gonna Force Will it with this one. I shouldn't have thought so long there. It's definitely giving up value since my time is important. -8 on that one. Source Plowshares there, Euro. I'm gonna make this food into an elk and attack in. Oh yeah, 3 mana floating. Fine. Just gonna try not to think too much and close this game out, since they have a high life total and Right, maybe I should think a bit more than I did there. Let's counter that, taking our card cast Force of Will back, at which point I will just pitch Force of Will with my agent. Cascade into a Noble Hierarch. I don't really know why you want a Noble Hierarch in your Cascade deck. You can Cascade earlier, but your Cascades also get a lot worse. Now I'll just cast some number of these. Down to 11 cards. No, that's the wrong one. I'll just, I won't plus that. I'll make a food token. I'll cast their Yorion. And blink like just this one. Draw a card. No to that. Make this a 3/3. Get in there. Step 6, they're trying to put as many options in front of me as they can. Very nice opponent. So I'm definitely gonna play fast next round, since the only way I'm losing is because of time, and I'm never gonna play the 3 turns. So they're playing correctly, and it's just annoying that they did that. It was so clear that they were losing like halfway in that game, but get rid of the force of the winter to push, probably trim a force of will. I might not want my own Euro. They have sorts of plowshares, though they might board some out, but it's also pretty bad against Valki. I have to trim on something, so probably just gonna trim on this. I want my leaves because of the pyroblasts. And if you excuse me for a second, I'll be right back, I think. No, I'll just... The round isn't long anymore. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll get rid of the Thoughtseizes and another Force of Will, I think. Something like this. It isn't ideal, but I want to I want to put this in since it can close the game faster. Racing Boros, definitely not a card I want here, but I'm low on clock. That game definitely took way too long for me. Yeah, I'll keep this. Now I'll have 6 through their turn. Just try and play fast from the get-go. Just have 6 again. Have 6 through their turn. They don't have that many important 2-drops, and it's not worth bluffing the Force of Will here. So I could set a Brainstorm into Valki, and I think that's what I'm going to do. It's the quickest way to get this game over with, I think. No, I could have Pyroblasted that. Maybe. Don't have time to think about everything, I think. Oh, wait. No. Valki in the bottom. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. So, I'm going to do it like that, since I only have 5 lands. Just going to do this. And at this point, I think I'll just jam the Valki then. Try and snack their Euro while keeping Pyroblast up, and then externally evolve with Pyroblast up and go from there. See what they're working with. 2 Shardless and Bloodbraid Elf. And 2 Vilf Summers. I don't know what that's going to do for them, but yeah, I showed them Valki activation. I showed them Thoughtseizes, I guess, and it stops Abrupt Decay. Yeah, that's just pretty good. And just cantrip off, of course. I hope they don't have a land drop here. And they do. That means I can't really Pyroblast here. Okay, they go for the Shardless Agent. That's fine. also bad. I should have cast it, so I've Power Blast up. Now I can't counter their Oko. And I'll draw a card from my Leovold, but that's definitely not worth it. Yes, that's fine. Oh, if they don't have land drop, they can't really Oko here to my open mana, I think. Since they then don't have the... Veil of Summers up anymore. They could just not care. That's also fair enough, I think. Oh, they go for the Shardless, yeah. They hit the Tybalt. That's pretty good. Post, if they cast my Tybalt, I can get mine back. I'm definitely gonna trophy that one. And I guess at this point I'll just try and get there. Yeah, I don't have time to wait on everything. Bonder trophy. Nope. Draw a card of 6. Now at least if they play my Leovold, they draw a card of my Caracas, but I get it back, so that's pretty powerful. There it is. No blocks. And they have a video. Okay, so definitely before I do anything else, I want to Carcass back my own Leovold. They get a card, but I get my Leovold back. Now I replicate the Lavinia. And I'm just gonna jam another Shardless, see what that gets us. Still the same game plan as it. We need to get this game over with. So. They have Veil of Summer Oko in their hand. Alright, the Yorion now. Right, definitely just gonna jam this. And have Power Blast up for their Yorion. Gonna get in with their Bloodbraid Elf again, I guess. Oh, I accidentally have 6th. They're gonna do it like this, at least they can feel that. Now they get the Yorion, which luckily doesn't get them. Oh yeah, the Mighty Field's turned off, so they're gonna draw 2 cards. Yeah, I've been messing in this game out just because I got low on time. That game 1, it took me way too long to close the game out. I mean, we did play almost our entire deck in game 1, so there was a reason that happened, but Yeah, let's bring some first, get rid of 2 of these. Return this to our hand, recast it. Play a land out. Pass it there. Then get an abrupt decay. So now I can at least Valki their Yorion, and then I have to jump their Bloodbraid Elf next turn, I guess. Or they attack with all 3 of these. I think I'm just dead then. Can bounce that one. Yeah, I have enough mana for that. Maybe we can get there, but exile their Bloodbraid Elf. They have their fill. Just pass the turn. We're just dead. And I don't think we can reasonably win game 3. I kind of forgot game 3. But so everything that attacks get in there, I guess. Taunt ceases to destabilize them. No, Force of Wills to destabilize them. No, Valki also attacks. What's our fastest way to close the game? Definitely don't want a Sylvan Library. This attacks. This attacks. You have forces. Maybe we just don't want to blue Elemental Blast then. And just not gonna care about their arrows. Maybe I just don't have time to cantrip a bunch. Just want to do it like this. Keep with turn 3 Oko and hope that's gonna get us there. It's very unlikely. They have so many answers to it. I think the correct play here is to Valki first, but I don't have time for the correct play. I have 6 F5s. Like, they're going to counter it anyway, then I have 5 because it looked like they might have let it resolve, and I was too late. I accidentally F6'd. That's not good for my pressure. Or my blood pressure, but also not my own board pressure. Create foods, play this. Yes, run out the carcass. Shardless agent for pressure. That gets us another astrolabe, F6. I thought I had F2 there. No, that's gonna suck. Let's make this stack everything into narset. Counter whatever they do. For something blue. Valki, let's see if we can get the arrow out of their hand. We can. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm out of time. Doesn't matter anymore. So that was a bit rough. It definitely took way too long in game 1 to do everything and to talk about my plays. This is the first time I'm playing a control deck while streaming, while recording, which is definitely showing. I'm a lot more comfortable with tempo and aggressive decks on MTGO anyway, but usually when I play control decks I can just focus on my lines and on making them in a decent pace. Now I often talk about lines I'm not going to end up doing anyway, and my whole thought process just goes a lot slower. So I think, looking at how those games went, there's a good chance that I could have won that round either game 2, though that's pretty unclear. But if we saw how game 3 went, yeah, I don't think we can take too much information of that anyway, since our opponent was probably also just going like, yeah, he's gonna time out anyway. I don't mind my opponent letting me do the entire round in game 1. It's on me to close the game fast enough, but I still think it's more fun if they just scoop when they're clearly not winning anymore. That way we can play an actual game. But yeah, like I said, this is just because I'm recording, and so that's my own problem. Thank you folks for watching. I had quite a bit of fun this league. It was a bit... I don't like when I have to play fast just to close out games, and obviously, as you saw, I make like tons of mistakes when I'm playing fast like that on MTGO. I'd rather just play in paper games, and even narrating those I'm a lot quicker with. So it is what it is. I think I had a fine league. I had fun in some of the games, but the games where I'm just basically running out of time to just explain what I want to do, it's definitely not ideal. So I'm gonna look how I can fix that, so I can narrate my plays while also just playing the slower decks and having fun with those. But I'll thank you all for watching, and see you guys and ladies in the next round. Thank you.